Hello VC, another video update for you. Yes, I know I've been saying that I am spending too much on vinyl and that I would prefer if it was not quite so soon since my last video, but there you go. The vinyl addiction, what can you do about it? Not a lot. I'm going to show you some stuff which I got at a record fair last Sunday in Limerick, which I went up to meet the VC's very own Ben Costello, and we hit the place pretty hard. We picked up some great stuff between us. Ben will be trying up his own video and showing you what he got, but before I show you that stuff, the previous night, last Saturday, I went to see the Spacelady. For those of you who are not familiar with her, she is a legendary busker, street performer from the States, famous for her use of the Casio. She's been on the scene for a long time, but this was her first visit to, I think her first visit to Europe. So she was on tour, so she came to Cork, and myself and my other half went to see her last Saturday night in the Triskel, which is only up the road from myself, and a very good show it was. I got the CD signed by her, signed and dedicated. It's a little bit smudged. Unfortunately, I put it into my pocket just a little bit too soon after she signed it, so it got a little bit smudged. I also got her to sign this flyer, so pleased with that. By the way, if you can hear that music in the background, there's no need to tell you who that's by. If you're a regular VC watcher, you should know. So let's start off. So the hall, the Limerick Record Fair Hall. Start off with a band I've shown here before. Psychic TV, live in Tokyo. Now Genesis P.R.'s follow-up act after the split up of Throbbing Gristle. So this came out in 1986, and sleeve notes state that it was part of a project where they intended to release 23 albums over 23 months on the 23rd of each month. Now they didn't quite achieve that amount. I think they released something like 18 albums over that period, but they still got themselves into the Guinness Book of Records for this. So this is Psychic TV, live in Tokyo. It's quite extensive sleeve notes on the back here, which goes into detail about their intention about the 23 albums, and it was stated to beat the bootleggers. So as well as Genesis P.R.', we have Ben, you got fierce amusement out of this. Alex Ferguson on guitar before he became Man United manager. Okay, so that's Psychic TV. Staying on a kind of an industrial theme, we have Cabaret Voltaire with Drinking Gasoline. This is a double mini album, double EP from their kind of mid-period, 85. the songs in this are actually re-recordings of songs which featured on a VHS video cassette release called I actually forget. Gasoline in Your Eye, I think it was called. Yeah, and so it's kind of mid-period. This is when it was released, when they were kind of going through their kind of more kind of dance kind of electronic kind of phase. Kind of moving away a bit more from the more experimental industrial kind of material of their earlier years. A lot of people don't particularly like that period, but I do like this. I do like the material on here. Now, they did release some pretty dreadful stuff round about the kind of later in the 80s, 89, 1990, thereabouts. But I think they've picked up form again for their last few releases, such as their very last album, The Conversation, which I also have and I've shown to you before as well. So one kind of unusual feature on this is that the songs are incorrectly, the wrong songs are listed on the labels. So so this states that Big Funk is on this particular record, but it's not. So they're all kind of listed the wrong way around on the labels. Okay, so that's the cabbies. Okay. Now, from roughly around the same period, and kind of a band who I think the Cabbies were kind of drawing a bit of an influence from at the time. This is New Order, and this is their kind of breakthrough album. Power, Corruption and Lies, and fantastic cover, by the way, designed by Peter Saville. This is an album which I've been looking to get for a while. It can tend to be a little bit pricey, but I got this for an absolutely fantastic price. I'll tell you, it was listed at €14. Now I got both this and Japan's Tin Drum, which I'll just go into more detail about in a second. Both of them, to do them for €12. So that was a fantastic bargain. This is a nice nick. It's got that famous kind of design on the back with the kind of to me it looks a bit like a test card, you know, a kind of test card that used to show on the television when transmission ended. And again, this kind of color code down the side of the black inner sleeve. So yeah, so this is just classic. This is a classic album, and I've been looking for it for a while, and I was really pleased to pick this up for such a great price. So very pleased with that. So back to Tin Drum by Japan. They were huge in the early 80s. This has a couple of songs on it which were big hits for them. The Art of Parties, Ghosts, that was a big hit for them as well. Can I just mention the cover? It was taken by Ben's namesake, Finn Costello. And I remember I attended I went to a photography exhibition here in Cork by him a few years back, where they actually had the the print of this image on display, and he actually lives. He lives not far from here. He lives in West Cork, which is my native region. So again, another classic album. You know, Japan, David Sylvian. You know, what can I say? What can I add about them? You know. Now the next album that I'm going to show you again was something which I've been looking for quite a while, to plug my gap in my Bowie collection. This is Lodger, and you know, it's the last in his Berlin trilogy. Came out in '79. This is an absolutely fantastic copy. It's a laminated cover, and you know, I can't quite express visually, you know, but it is really, really kind of smooth laminate. Very, very, very smooth plastic. I'll just show you the gatefold. Very intriguing. It's probably the most intriguing artwork of pretty much all of Bowie's albums. It's like the cover. It's like, you know, many people have debated what's the meaning behind it. Very, very strange kind of imagery. You've Che Guevara. Che Guevara's body on display. Bowie himself kind of emulating that image, and this image here, it's a painting called The Dead Christ by Mantanega, and I've seen the original. I was in Italy in the year 2000, and I saw this one. It's on display in Milan, and it's on the RCA label, orange labels, and it is in really, really fantastic condition. It looks barely played. I got it for €8, but I must add, I was saying this to Ben, the guy who sold it to me is a bit of a sneaky fucker. I showed it to him. I said it was listed. It was marked down at 10, and I said, "Would you take €8?" And he said, "Oh yeah, no problem." And I said I didn't have any money on me, so I said I just have to go to the ATM. Would you mind hanging on to it for me? Then I'll come back. Came back, gave him €20. And he said he just handed me back €10. And I was looking at him, and I said, we agreed to 8. And he was saying, no, we didn't. No. I said, oh yeah, yes we did. We definitely agreed to €8. And the guy kind of grudgingly handed me back my €2, and he was kind of, I know I know it was only €2, but like, it's not very honest, you know. That it's not a very sneaky kind of carry on, you know. I don't think I'll be buying from him again. I'll be very slow to buy from him again if I see him around. Anyway, okay, so final album that I got at the fair is something a bit unusual, something you don't see every day. This is an album from 1958. It's called as you can see, it's called Sounds in Space, an introduction to stereophonic sound. Now, I thought for some reason, I thought that was an album of early electronic music, you know, something kind of along the lines of what Wendy Carlos was doing, but it's not. It's actually a demonstration album It's just demonstrating stereophonic sound. So you have there's some excerpts of classical music. There's Stravinsky, The Rites of Spring. Something in there by Julie Andrews. But and there's a voiceover kind of about the stereophonic sound, how whenever this came out it was the future of recorded sound, etc. But it's a curiosity piece. I love the cover. It's a mad cover, and it's a kind of a it's one of these kind of unusual kind of records, which I probably won't be listening to much, but it's definitely a kind of a conversation piece and something you don't see every day. So I'll just show you the this is the UK pressing, by the way. So it's got a different cover to the US one. Now, okay, so those are all the records that I got in the fair in Limerick. Now the next two that I'm going to show you, I got them. Remember, about 2 videos back, I showed you a collection of Black Sabbath Vertigo Swirl albums, which I scored. So I went back to the same shop again, see what they had. I picked up something very interesting there. This is an album by a German band called Sinto. No, they're German. They also have some guys from Africa in the band, and the album is called Right On Brother. It's from 1972. It's not quite. I wouldn't quite call it krautrock. It's not really. It's not musically. It wouldn't have much in common with like a Can or typical kind of what you consider krautrock. It's kind of proggy, with a bit of a Latin influence, a bit of funk. It's very good. I like it. I've looked it up. It turns out it is quite rare. I got it for €8. But it is a pretty rare album, it seems. It's never been reissued, to the best of my knowledge. It's on Philips. There are a few scratches on it, but I have played it and it plays perfectly. It plays fine. I mean, it plays far better than it looks, basically. So that was an interesting pickup. Sinto. So it's got this interesting sticker there called Deutsch Rock. And the other record which I picked up was Returning Again to New Order, and this came out same year as Power, Corruption and Lies. This is Confusion, 12-inch single. It's an original pressing because it's got an embossed sleeve. So this is the single Confusion. It's extended remix. Side 2, mixed by Arthur Baker and John Jellybean Benitez. Yeah. So now this is a real party record. This will get them up. This will get them up onto the dance floor. So I picked that up for a fiver, for €5. So I'm very pleased with that because normally any time I see these early New Order 12-inch singles, they normally go for more than that. They're normally around the tenner. So I was very pleased with that. I finish off with a rather unusual item. It's not vinyl. This is something which I came across yesterday. I spotted it in the window of a charity shop here in town. It's Jeff Buckley. It's called Grace Around the World. It's a DVD box set of a world tour which he did in 1994 into 95. And I'll just show you. So there's 2 DVDs and a CD, and there's quite an amount of extras come with this. So I'll just show you. There's a double-sided poster. Show it you now. From there. So there we go. And that's not everything. Just bear with me. Okay, so there's a booklet, and there's this little pouch which contains quite an impressive array of items. Excuse me, just bear with me. There's a replica of a concert ticket, laminated backstage pass, 4 black and white postcards, and a press release and tour itinerary. So quite an impressive array of extras there, and it cost me €6. €6 in a charity shop, and I've looked it up on Discogs. There are currently 2 copies of it for sale, one for €18 and one for about 27, I think. So that was a bargain. That was a nice find for €6. So okay, so I'll leave it at that for now. Thank you very much for watching, and keep an eye out for Ben's video. I'm sure that he picked up quite a lot of interesting stuff. So until next time, all the best and have a good day.